That way you can have it. All right. Yeah, if you could give me the overview, that'd be great.
Cool. So I've been playing around in this space for going on 4 years now. And I would
Okay.
say the thing I've been focusing on is getting good at doing the thing, you could say. And I think I've gotten pretty good at it, but it's been a lot of effort and it's been a mixture of different things. Like I've done design, copywriting, development, Google Ads, SEO stuff, like, link building things, GMB. It's been all over the place. For the past 2 months, I've been working to package up what I'm doing. And really where I'm at right now, I'm looking to build out my processes on how to get results as quick as possible if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And what I was hoping to speak about today is really on the SEO front. I'm curious to know how would I wrote some notes on this. Give me a second. Outcome I'm seeking. It's like, all right, how can I get local SEO results like as fast as possible? And what does the workflow look like? I'm using Lucid Chart to like write my workflow down. And I've looked through all your audit templates, the SEO list, the task sheet, chewing through a lot of content. And what I was hoping to get a bit of help with was just leverage your experience to get a bit of guidance on, all right, this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3, and really the process to go through. So on
it. So first thing, if you go through our SEO Fortress, right? SEO Fortress, it's underneath the SEO services. That is essentially where it says month 1. That is everything. As soon as we onboard a client, this is everything we do. Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah,
I'm
cool,
going to go through it a little bit while we're on here, so that way we can go through this.
Can I just give you a little bit more context on why I'm asking this?
Yeah.
So what I've been doing now is a bit of change in how I'm approaching SEO stuff. I want to do them in sprints, which is like, okay, there's probably a bunch of shit we can do, but a lot of people do, it's this much for a retainer and they spread out the workload of what they could do in 1 month if the budget's there over 4 or 5 months. I'm like, all right, I want to know what to do, package them up into sprints to get results as fast as possible.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. A lot of agencies, what they'll do, unfortunately, for most clients, is they'll go, okay, you're giving me this amount of budget, and I'm only going to do a little bit of this and a very little bit of this. And I call it milking the cow, because really that's what they're doing. The cow is the client, and they're going, let me try to get as much money out of this client as possible, and really, honestly, not results driven for the most part. What winds up happening with me is, for instance, I have my team trained and all that, but what happens is I have a baseline report, and if by the end of 30 days I don't see your average ranking position increasing, I get mad at myself and I look at what the hell I need to do to make it happen faster. Okay. Because at the end of 3 months, the difference between me and most people, and in 3 months, I do a balls to the wall type guarantee that if in 3 months you're not in the top 3, I work for free until you are in the top 3.
Okay. And is that for just the GMB and organic, or
that's GMB and organic? There's not one agency I know that does that. I'm very confident in what we do. I know it works. And I have literally, out of all our clients right now, I have one that I'm doing for free. And today I just sent them, I said, we were in average position 10. We're now in average position of 6 in the past 30 days. So I know in the next 30 days, we'll be in the top 3. So, and he's the only one, but that's one of the things I do that sets me apart. I've done it long enough. I could generally tell you in about 30 days how long it's going to take, just based upon movement. There are some.
Go ahead. Jump in there. I very much like that. Hey, because I share that attitude. I want to know, my focus right now is like, how do we get results as fast as possible? How do we know what the scope of work to get those results as fast as possible? And then I want to know that stuff, that I'm comfortable having a chat with a client of, it's going to be X, Y, and Z, like high upfront billing, larger invoices, let's get it done. And I love that idea of 3 months that we work for free, the idea of scoping it out, being confident in it, and just charging what you would maybe do over 12 months straight away is really where my head's at. It's awesome you're there as well.
I'm going to show you some other results, because there's some other things that we've added in the past, 2 weeks or so. And I know some people might get sick of me, sick of hearing it, but we actually added in Holly's news network too. And, some people just, I'm just going to drum it until maybe people get it, that her network is something that they need to be doing. Because if you're not, you're hurting yourself. She has a Google News network. Think of it almost like a PBN, but it's on Google Sites. And essentially, I can post an article and in 1 to 5 minutes, it's indexed. So I do a press release or I do an article and it's indexed in 5 minutes. Okay. And then I can do quote unquote keyword poking and see which keywords are going to stick. And then I can go, okay, for example, I'm going to show you one. This took me 24 hours. And I want to pull open this right here. So it's not in a quote unquote, it's 40,000 population. They were on page 2, right? But here's the press release that we put in Holly's network. It has the nice little picture, landscaping company Prescott. Let's do a couple of things. I want to see, okay, is this, for shits and giggles, is this indexed? Oh, wrong. Sorry. That's going to go straight to it. But is this indexed? Yes, it's indexed. Okay. It's already in the index. Now we go through here, and this is a YouTube stack we do. We optimize it, completely optimize it. This comes with every single one of our YouTube, our press, our SEO campaigns. We do an actual video. We don't do this. Let me go to your site and scroll through your site shit and show shit that just really doesn't matter. We actually make a video based upon every blog every month. And then we also optimize that, blog, put it in his YouTube and optimize the entire YouTube video, the same way I do, if you will, when I rank my videos. Okay. And so I know if I look up this, it ranks. I just know it. So let's go, for example, this is going to be landscaping company Prescott. And let's see where she ranked at, or if they ranked. We go here. Let's go into landscaping company Prescott. What do you know? He's number 3 in maps. He wasn't here. He was on page 2 in maps, and he's down here at number 6 in organic. That happened in 24 hours. I have another one that happened in 24 hours in another niche, and that niche was about 200,000. Okay. So now the other additional thing we're adding to our network, besides, so first things first, with the foundational SEO, user experience, performance, all that generally takes us about a week. All the, if you will, technical SEO takes about a week, right? Then after that, essentially what most people call month 2, we go ahead and get started in month 1. So we do all of month 1, all of month 2, as soon as we onboard somebody. We go in and we optimize their GMB, add products, add services, optimize the reviews, optimize the products, make sure there's about 1,000 words in each one, optimize the GMB posts the way I want them done, the way I stack them and daisy chain them. Okay. So that's all done in the first week we actually onboard you. Then essentially month 2, when all the, if you will, regular SEO begins, is when we start doing the outbound linking and internal linking, foundational links, tier citations, all the jazz that most people do. We change we make sure every image on the entire website has the Latin longitude embedded in it. We do the advanced schema plugin that I have. I do my advanced location pages, my advanced cloud stacks. We want 10 GMB photos from the client every month. If you provide it, we do it. If you don't, we don't. We optimize 10 GMB questions every month. We do that regardless. 4 blog posts per month with deep links. Quantum Newswire has about 1,500 words that we do. And then we use that as a YouTube stack. 5 posts per week on your GMB, relevant backlinks, niche relevant backlinks, CTR manipulation, the YouTube channel setup.
So much stuff.
Which is, if you go to this landscaper Prescott, this is their YouTube channel. So far, 2 videos. And if you look at the About Us information, this is all optimized too. Every single thing on here is optimized. If you look at the videos we've done with them, it's all optimized. And the reason I'll do this versus just a simple, stupid scroll of someone's website, which you see other white label providers a lot of times will do, is that's useless and this is not. This actually has text, which Google's AI reads, okay? Then on top of everything else, it's just completely optimized. We know people are looking at them because we're getting likes. You know, the whole thing's just optimized. I mean, it's amazing what we can do with it. And then, but then we take those, we take the blog, we create the blog, we take that, put it in YouTube, make a YouTube video, take that YouTube video, embed it in the blog, then take that original blog, do a press release, then take that video and put it into the press release, take GMB posts, put them into the press release, then take that press release with the video and we put it into Holly's news network. Okay, which is niche relevant backlinks, and it's a Google site, high authoritative backlink. And we are seeing results. You know, I've ranked people in, let's say 200, 300 population in a matter of 6 weeks. So for me, it just depends on the client. How much content do you have is the biggest one. I can look at a site and I can tell you, for instance, if I'll drop about 30, 40,000 words of content, I'll generally get rankings moving within the first month. Content's going to be extra. It's 500 words for $25. Most people are going to need a lot of content. One of the examples I use, just one of them, and I can show another one. But for instance, this one took me 6 weeks. When I originally started, he had no content. We developed all the content. Here's all his services. Then I talk about sod. Let's talk about the different types of sod. Then I write tips and guides about sod installation. Then I have all of our service areas. And then on top of service areas, I also, and you'll see this in the monthly SEO down here, we do the Genesis press release room or media room. If you click on that, it would go here, and then there would be a press release stack some here. These are all the press releases. And then if you look at it, this is the actual press release, all completely optimized. And that's all, this is all connected to Google's API, that press release with Signal Genesis as well. Then we have facts. If you go to facts, this whole site has about 50,000 words of content. Took me about 6 weeks to get him to dominate about a 30-mile radius area in St. Louis. So
do you think that's just because of the amount of content on here?
The amount of content. I did no citations, no external backlinks except for the press release, YouTube, and one of Holly's backlinks. That's it.
I was going to ask you about that. So, because I understand.
Yeah. Let me get out of this real quick. But that's the, I mean, honestly, if you're wanting to move fast, that's what we do. We move fast. You know, it's not, I'm not looking to milk someone mainly because I know if I get them results, they're going to stick around. And from my experience, most of the time, people that are trying to milk people, it's because they're inexperienced and they can't get results. I can look at something, and I know others that can look at something and go, okay, this is probably going to take about 3 months, or this will take about 2 months, or this will take a year. And I'm upfront with people. If I think it's going to take 6 months, I've turned people away because I want instantaneous results. You know, there are times like Holly has even mentioned on her, you know, news network, even we'll do something, do a press release, or if you will, a Google site release. And then within 5 minutes, that press release or whatever, blog, whatever you wish to call it, is already ranking on page 1. So she's actually going to be on this Thursday, I believe, on my channel. and in which we're basically going to do a page one takeover of Google for a specific niche. I believe she's going after personal injury lawyers. So, but needless to say, we give all of our clients get a rank tracker report, which tracks organically and in maps all of their keywords. And then we also do a local Falcon report in which it gives them the geo grid. So I look at every report and I know, are your rankings moving up? As long as they're moving up, I'm happy. If they're not moving out, I'm pissed off. You ain't got to be worried about being pissed off because I'll be pissed off. And so I go, what should I do? What can I do? You know, to make it go faster or whatever. So
cool. If I ask you a couple of questions.
Yep. Go ahead, man.
Cool, man. This is probably more of, I guess, a theoretical stuff, because that sounds like a ton of work and a very smart approach to try and get something ranking as fast as. Just I guess I like to understand what I'm doing, and that's really what I'm trying to get out of this. So back on what we were saying before, that month one, month two, that's your workflow for trying to get rankings as fast as possible, pretty much.
We're going through this stuff. Yep. Month two is literally, you know, once you get your foundational links, your foundational citation links, really month two, month three, month four is GMB posts, off-page backlinks, blog posts if needed, press release on your Signal Genesis, Holly's News Network, CTR manipulation, and stuff like that. It's just, it depends. I'm not like most SEOs that say, well, I'm only going to give you this little bit of this, a little bit of that, and they just stay there. I kind of feel like when they get these bulleted, pointed, if you will, task sheet, what they're really looking at is an escape clause. It's, hey, I did everything that I said I was going to do. And if you don't get rankings, it's not my fault. I need to bump you up on a larger package. Whereas me, I go, here's what we're going to do. And I may change that next month, depending on what I see as far as rankings moving or not moving. I may say, hey, let's do this instead. Hey, you may need a higher DA authority type backlink, or you may need, you know, I may need more content. I may look at and say, let's try adding some more content and do this, an internal link structure. I don't necessarily go for the, if you will, bullet it out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what you're getting. And if you don't get rankings, well, it's not my fault. You know, that's the problem in most of those check sheets. Because those check sheets try to make everything cookie cutter, and it is not cookie cutter. And sometimes things will work in one area that won't work in another area. So, I mean, but the problem with that is I know a lot of agencies want, if you will, this is the deliverables and this is what you're going to get. Well, my deliverables is what I showed you on Rank Fortress, right? That's the deliverables, really. That may change depending on rankings moving or not moving. You know, if they're not moving, I add in different things. I have CTR that I can do, and I have some other tactics that I can do as well, but I don't do them unless necessary. So I've got a question for you. Is it possible, if you're like, I just want to rank the GMB instead of doing both, is it possible to have a successful campaign like that? I don't do it. And personally, I don't think it's possible if you're going to do, like, let's say just pure CTR and have a CTR network. And that's possible. But the thing is, are they already, I need to know, for instance, are they on page 10? Are they on page 6? You know, are they number 60? Or what are they, where are they at? You know, to be able to say that, because if you just have GMB access, it's, I mean, you're going to go in there, optimize the GMB, do 5 posts a day, and that's it, right? Really? I mean, it's, you can do some embeds and some other things that you're going to have to do off page, but honestly, I prefer doing the on page as well, because, for instance, I need to make my website mirror my GMB. So my GMB and website should be exact matches of each other. You know, I should have my services or products should both mirror. And then I want to tie in as much of the, Google CID, LRD, and the knowledge panel, the machine ID, all that stuff. I need to tie that into the website. So basically, when Google looks for that entity or that website or that business, they go, oh, this is the homepage. This is the entity for this over here. You know, if you don't have access to both of it, it's very difficult to do it. It's not impossible, but it just makes it very difficult.
I'm just trying to scope out how to approach these, because, you know, it's like every website's going to be different. So when it comes to the URL that's linked to the GMB, what essential information do you need on that URL? Is it just Google just look at that URL, or is it the website?
No, it's fine. It's the whole website. I mean, the URL. Now, if I was building out a website, I would also, if I was building it from scratch, instead of just naming your homepage home, like most people do, I would go, what's the Google CID? What's the category ID? Is the category ID roofing contractor? Then I name my homepage roofing contractor and give the slug, give the permalinker slug the same as what's on the Google category ID. Okay. And then I tie that into my design and everything. Then the way I structure my site, my services, and then my products and everything else. So, but it's all a matter of, to me, they both mirror or reflect each other.
So with getting, I'm trying to figure out how to scope the amount of content to a website. So it's like, all right, we've got this website, like step one, step two. Step one, it's like, okay, cool, discovery call. Step two, you're probably going to do some keyword research to see what's going on, services, local areas, that kind of stuff. Then,
so let me show you real quick. So keyword
workflow.
So keyword research, if I'm looking, one of the very first things, keyword research, I know it sounds like idiotic, but google.com. I mean, because most people, let's say I'm going to type in, let's say plumber near me, or plumbing repairs, Tallahassee. I don't, you know, service repair, something like that. Here's my keyword research is usually, if we go plumbing, sorry, not service, plumbing repair Tallahassee. Usually what you'll get in here, depending on your keywords, is you'll get questions people ask, you know, emergency. I'm just trying to find one as an example for you, like this. So this information right here is what I use to make my additional content, because Google is essentially telling you, okay, you want to get ranked for emergency plumbing repair in Tallahassee. Here is what people are asking about when they're searching for this term. Google's giving to you on a silver platter the keyword research, essentially. So I would take all this information right here and make guides and tips about it. I would also take this same information right here and optimize my Google My Business listing with my Q&As on a monthly basis with it. I could also take this and make it into a facts sheet. Okay. I could do so much with it. That is essentially what I did when it came to sod installation. That's where all these questions came from. I also did it on this guy. You know, look at all these. These are all questions and guides and all this stuff. That's all from me just going here and going, you know, emergency roof repair. You know, you could do the same as to go emergency roof repair. I got 2 repairs in there, don't need that. And generally speaking, you'll get questions in here. Another tool we use is it's called Link Assistant, and it will, with the tracker, it will actually give me questions people are asking. Okay. And so that's what I use mainly to find what are people wanting my site to answer. So like most people, when you think of roof repair or roofer, let's look at this, some images here. Like if you look at this picture right here, right, you see a roofer doing a roof, right? And Google doesn't just see that. Google sees, you know, roofing hammer, roofing nails, roofing shingles. You know, this thing right here, I don't even know what it's called, to pull the roof nails up, whatever. His belt, his safety harness, the roofer, They see a building. All this stuff right here is what Google sees, and really what you should be writing about whenever you quote unquote are looking up a specific, term, is actually what is Google saying people are looking for. People also ask, because Google wants your website should be basically an authority on that subject.
Okay, so that's how you figure out what content needs to go on there then, right? That's how you figure it out.
If you want to be an authority on the subject, you want to answer every question someone could possibly have about plumbing or emergency plumbing or whatever keywords you're going after. And then Google goes, they'll reward these people. If you look at like Mr. Rooter Plumbing, you go here and look at their site, you see all this content. I mean, it's ridiculous amounts of content, So he goes drain plumbing, frozen pipes, plumbing repair, plumbing diagnosis, plumbing video inspection, sewer system. I mean, just boom, boom, boom. Instead of just coming here and, we do residential plumbing. We get hundreds of services. And so you can imagine how much content he probably has on this entire website if you were to click on the services and stuff. So he becomes an entity and he answers all these questions, all these different services you have, right? He becomes the, if you will, know-it-all in that industry. So Google rewards you based upon, okay, you got to think of it this way. Most people think of it SEO. SEO is just, I'm trying to get ranked. And Google goes, no, your website should inform people about the questions that are on their mind or the conversation they're already having in their head versus what you think they want to know. And most SEOs write about best plumber near me. And, that's all they want to do is the best plumber near me, plumbing emergency removal services. But what about the questions they have? Like how much should plumbing emergency repairs cost? How long should they take? How long does it take to become a professional plumber? What do they get paid hourly? Even all these stupid questions that most people think about, we call them high buyer intent questions, like plumbing reviews, emergency plumbing service plus cost. And comparing us versus them, all these different terms. And I give that away in one of my sheets. I'll pull it up and show you.
Cheers,
but the basic of most of our research when we're doing it, let me see here.
So you guys do all this research. You've obviously got bottom of the funnel keywords, but you guys are looking at middle and top as well. And
I'm looking at the whole thing because most people go, for instance, well, I want to just be plumber near me. And that's got like 3,000 searches a month or whatever. That's great. Yeah. It's going to take you forever to get there. I could guarantee it almost. It'll take you a while to get there. But now I could go, for instance, why not rank for 100 words? And they'll be like, well, they only get like, 10, 20 searches a month. Okay. I didn't go to school. I went to school, but I wasn't that good at math. But let me just say, okay, you got 4,000 searches. Let's say you get into the top 3, right? If I had 400 keywords and all of them are only getting 10 searches a month, right? Let me back out of this. 400 keywords, they're all getting about 10 a month. I got 400 times 10, 4,000. So I'm getting just as much searches with lower hanging fruit. And another things most people don't think about, for instance, a high buyer intent keyword means I am actually looking to hire somebody now. Okay. And let me show you this. The other thing is, like, when we're looking at our content, we want to create informational keywords like how, what, why, where, guide, ideas, best, tips. Then your navigational is going to be brand name plus product plus services plus reviews, product plus services, like emergency repair, emergency roofing repair plus price. Transactional keywords are like best place to buy emergency roof repair, affordable roof repair, affordable, plumbing services, all that stuff. So we're going to go across the whole board and try to get ranked from multiple keywords. So instead of you just focusing on one keyword, that's going to take you 6 to 12 months, we go, let's get a bunch of these keywords. And it may only get 10 searches here or there, but I got people that rank for thousands of keywords. And I could tell you, like, one of them is a moving niche. And let's say he's got, 1,000 keywords plus, and he's only getting 10 views from each one of them. That's still 10,000 different, potential and traffic, but versus you just focusing on one thing.
So my question on that is, if they are a local business and they can only do work with someone within a certain, number of miles.
It's all local. It's all still local. Everything I'm talking about is still local.
How is that still local?
So for instance, if I have my cell phone, I go emergency plumbing repair. Yeah. It's going to show me based upon my location, emergency plumber. Okay. It's not most people go like emergency plumber Orlando. You don't even have to do that. You're in Orlando. Why are you typing in emergency plumber Orlando? Most people are actually going to type in emergency plumbing repair, broken pipe, these different keywords, frozen pipe, whatever it may be, busted pipe, hot water heater repair, hot water heater replacement, hot water heater installation, all these different keywords. And when you're on your device or you're on your desktop, it knows your location. It's already got your geolocation, and it's going to show you results in that location. It's not going to show you, if I'm on my phone, it's not going to show me in Baltimore or in Miami if I'm living in Orlando.
So that would be for both then. I can understand maps, but for the organic as well.
Organic.
For both, okay.
The only time I have to quote unquote type in the city name is if, let's say, I'm in the Philippines and I want to see someone's rankings in Orlando. Then I'll do that. Then I don't even have to do that as long as I use an emulator. If I use an emulator, I can actually type in the address. It will make the IP, make the whole provider think I am actually in that city. And then I can do a Google search or map search from that city, and it will show me the results in that city without having to put the city name. But if I don't do it that way, and I just use incognito or whatever, I still have to type in the city.
So when scoping out for a client how much content you're going to recommend they put on their site, how do you approach that?
Depends on the niche. It depends on the, if you will, the population, the location area. But generally speaking, I say about 20 to 30,000 words of content. If you're really serious about it and want fast rankings, if you want to just take it slowly, which I understand, because 20,000 words of content, even at my cost, is an extra $1,000. My cost is still an extra $1,000. It's only $25 per 500 words. It's just still cheap, but it's still a little bit too much for some people to bite off. But that's all I'm saying. Well, how long do you want it to take to get on rank, page one?
So I got a question then. So there's one specific page I'm looking at, and it's this guy Dry Master. I think he's kind of got like a rank and rent set up. Dry Master carpet cleaning. One location he's doing is in the Sunshine Coast. I think he's ranking like number 7 at the moment. And the conversation I had to him was, it's like, all right, he's wanting to know, like, what does it take to get these results done? And I'm like, all right, cool. We can do that. Let's do one area. Let's do one location at a time. And that's led me down the rabbit hole of being, okay, how do you get these results as fast as possible? So he's got a landing page with carpet cleaner and then location. When you're saying adding content, what mindset would you have around adding content
for carpet cleaning?
Yeah,
so carpet cleaning, carpet stains, dog stains, food stains,
just all that
wine stains, all that general stuff. If you went, okay, if I was just, I'm not in SEO, and I go, let's say he's in Orlando, right? So think of things from a non-SEO point of view is what you need to do. If I'm a consumer and I have a carpet stain, and just say, for example, let's say it's a wine carpet stain removal, and I'm in Orlando. Is the only reason I'm typing in Orlando, because I'm not. And then it tells me all this information right here about how to remove wine stains. So I go, let me create a guide or a service that's all about, not a service necessarily, but a guide on removing carpet stains, wine carpet stains. Now let's go over here.
So let me jump in. This guy's got locations all across Australia. So this would help all of his locations then, this stuff.
Depends on how his website's set up. So does he have separate GMBs and all that other stuff? It's just, but yes, you can go, speaking. Let's say, pet odor removal, all that. Once again, it's literally giving you on a silver platter. This is what to write about. People are looking for pet odor removal, write about this. And then you take that and put it on your website, and then they go, oh, well, this person's definitely the mastermind when it comes to, odor removal or pet stain removal or carpet, whatever it may be. I could do, okay, pet odor removal. Let's go pet urine stain removal. Same thing.
How do you guys go about creating your content?
We use Jarvis. Okay.
Yeah, you got me under that like a week ago. I just signed up. Free trial expired yesterday.
We literally, and I've shown people this in my courses and stuff before and live. So how do you quote unquote write an article? I'll give you an example. So I'm going to write an intro paragraph. All right. About, let's say we want it to be pet urine stains, right? And then I'll literally take this and tell them I wanted it to be about pet stain removal or pet urine stain removal. And I'm an American, of course, in this case. And I want it to be informative. They're going to write an intro paragraph. Right? So it writes an intro paragraph. And this would save people money if actually they did the content versus us. It's just most people don't have the time to write 20,000 words of content. But it's going to spit out an intro paragraph. If you're looking, it tells you if you're looking for a way to remove pet urine stains from carpet, don't worry, there's some great products, blah, blah, blah. Here they are. Or like this. And then we go over here and I go, for example, all right, now I need a blog post outline. What should it be about? We could go like this. Top, if you will, top pet stain removal tips, right? And it generates the bullet points. And then I take those bullet points, and now that's going to be the subject, or if you will, the H2 headers for my article. Right?
Makes sense.
So once it does that, and then after that's done, then I go back out here to Jarvis, and then I'm going to do a post conclusion, or what I call outro conclusion or outro of the blog post. So now I can guarantee it takes me about 15 minutes to write a 1,500 word blog post using Jarvis.
That's so sick. That's so sick.
So, and then, we SEO optimized it. We use Surfer.
Love Surfer. Got into that like 2 weeks ago as well. So all this stuff's really new to myself.
Yeah. So that's, essentially what you're wanting to do is, it's a lot of work really, really fast. And it's not slow and steady wins the race. It's
let's go.
pound, 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 pound is what you got to do. So that's what we do. And is everybody successful? No, but I told you, like I already showed you, out of everybody, I have one person. One person right now that's getting free SEO because they didn't get the results they needed to get. But that being said, it's only one person I deal with about 300 new clients every month. So I think that's a pretty good ratio. It's like 0.1%. No chance.
How long do your clients stay with you for?
Most of them around 6 months.
Yeah.
I have a client I finally got, is a friend of mine. She's been with me for almost 16 years, and she just finally, I believe she sold her business and then shut it down out of Jacksonville, Florida. The other client that I had before was with me 6 years, and that one was all medical marijuana, cannabis, pain doctor. I've dealt with lawyers. I have people that I ranked 4 or 5 years ago that are still, and I'm not even doing their SEO anymore, and they have no one doing their SEO, and they're still ranking for competitive niches like medical marijuana. I ain't talking about non-competitive. So, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
So, dude, another question.
You got any more questions?
Yeah, like a couple more specific. These are getting more specific because really, what I'm trying to get out of this today is understand what the hell's going on before I start handball and stuff off. I need to know what this is, and I got two right here. Say you've got a landing page which is like carpet cleaning location, targeting that specifically. Like the example I was looking at before, it's ranking number 7. Let's say core web vitals is sorted. You know, on-page optimization's done, and it's gone through Surfer. You wanting to get that local page ranking for that local term as much as possible. What would the next steps be? My head goes link building.
Holly's network. Holly's network. I would drop 9 blogs in the Holly's network, get about 9 to 10 backlinks from Holly's network and niche relevant. It doesn't even have to be niche relevant, but you could do niche relevant backlinks straight to the money page.
Damn. Because I've been focusing on how to rank money pages, but now you're really starting to open my eyes here. It's like,
I would personally pop it into Holly's network. I would do, if it was me, the blog. I would do the blog 1,500 words at least, and then I'd take that blog and put it in YouTube, do the YouTube stack, and then once it's out of the YouTube stack, take that video, embed it on the blog, do the press release through Signal Genesis, and then slap that baby into Holly's network. You'll watch it go. Blah, blah, blah.
That sounds gangster as.
Yeah, and so that's what we try to do. Holly will even tell you, it's funny, the other day she's like, I hate slow and steady. I want instantaneous results because I got some Netflix to go and watch. I ain't got time to fuck around with this shit.
I'm so happy I found someone that has that attitude. It's like, we want to go now. Like, how do you get this done in 2 weeks? Oh, it's going to take this long. Bullshit. How do you get it done faster? Yeah. So, okay, 2 more questions for you. Let's say money page, the page which would be connected to the GMB for a location. What do you say the essential elements are to assist the GMB in ranking?
I'll show you.
I know Surfer, I know like the headings, blah, 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 but I'm just the specifics.
There are some very specifics that I add in, and you'll see a lot of other people do this too, or some people, at least one I know, Chris Palmer does this. If you click on this right,
a lot. Yeah.
Chris is a good buddy of mine, and we do a once a week meeting like tonight, yours and mine, because you're in Australia.
Yeah, you're in the Philippines, yeah?
Yeah.
5 p.m.
It's 5 p.m. here. He's on East Coast. He's on East Coast USA time. So tonight at 8 p.m. he'll be at 8 a.m. and we'll be doing a live together. We answer questions. So if you're up, tune in and we'll definitely be answering some questions. So if you have questions specifically. One of which, this is a pretty cool thing, is I always add a write a review button up here. And most people are like, well, why would you do that? Well, number one, I want traffic to go to my GMB. And the way I set it up is it actually does a Google search. It does a Google search for the specific keyword, and it ties into their Lucid ID and their LRD, both of which is tied to the GMB. Right?
How'd you set that up?
Through Plepper. Plepper has this little cool tool underneath. You go to tools and you go to link review generator, and you can type in the map ID, what phrase you want, and it will create that link for you. All right, that's step 1. Step 2, besides all the content, all that other stuff, I also take a video, optimize the video here. The header will have the exact keyword I'm trying to rank for. All right. Then I do an embed of all the Google reviews with one of WordPress's plugins. Then I take those same reviews and I add them as textual reviews. And then the last but not least thing I add is I add this little button down here. It says Google reviews. If you open it, it's actually a PDF, which is the same reviews. And if you click on any of these reviews, they're tied to the user's reviews. So all of that information is tied onto that page. So that would be my essentials, because besides wanting, if you will, the services to reflect the GMB, my GMB post should be reflected. There's a bunch of other little sneaky tactics and stuff we do as well. Let me see. The other one we do, I'll show you this one. I have not really shown anybody this outside of my classes, but if you scroll all the way down here, the far right-hand corner, you see the keyword gutter cleaning Vancouver, Washington. It's not, and if you click on it, it opens it up to this page. I've embedded the Google site into this page. Then I take all of the posts and I hot link every one of them in here. And then I also take all the
What do you mean hot link?
Hot link means you right click, copy, and Control V and paste that image in here. These all link over to GMB posts. If you were to open it, it's a GMB post. So every one of these, besides being daisy chained and all that, they're hot linked onto my actual website. So I'm tying as many properties from the GMB into my site. Then I also create an RSS feed or an RSS stack. All of these are once again tied over to the GMB and the Google site. And then I embed the name, address, phone number. And then I also embed the map on here, and I do a keyword insertion. If you were to click on this right here, this has actually got a keyword insertion underneath the map. So instead of just saying Leaf Shield Gutter Guards, it actually says Leaf Shield Gutter Guards, Gutter Cleaning Vancouver, Washington. Because I embedded a keyword into the actual embed.
That's sneaky.
Most people just take, if you were, for example, most people, I'll show you, they'll take this and they'll go, okay, I want to embed this on my website, right? They go copy, and I'll show you. I'm showing you a lot of stuff I show everybody in class. So, I'll probably wind up uploading this later because this banging went bye-bye. So give you an example. So this is an embed, right? This is the embed code. Most people take this code, just embed it and leave it alone. That's a bad idea. So what you can do, and what I do, you see this percentage 20, the last percentage 20?
Yeah, I see it.
You take it, you put another one here, and I can go gutter cleaning percentage. You know, gutter percentage installation. Gutter, whatever I want all day long. And then I take that and embed it, and you never see all that. All you see is the pretty little map.
And this is on the link in the bottom where you've also embedded the GMB side as well.
Yeah, it has all of it.
So that little link, it's just like boom, 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 like a user.
All the keywords I want and everything. You can do the same thing with YouTube videos and a bunch of stuff. So I'm not going to get into that, but essentially, I mean, that's pretty much it. Any other questions? Because we're about out of time here.
Yeah, man. Can I go what, 2 more?
Yep, go ahead.
Cool, dude. So the impact that a business's social platforms have, let's say they haven't got any social stuff set up, what impact do you think that has on ranking?
A lot. You need your social account set up, because social signals do affect your if you will, your rankings. Why? Because the more social signals, the more traffic. And traffic is probably the #1 ranking factor. The more traffic I can get to a site, the more its rankings will improve and increase.
So you guys are looking to have people posting. Do you post when you put on GMB on the social?
We don't know. We don't do any social media management. I just advise that you do it, or you get a VA to do it. I do have connections to VAs, obviously, that can do it for people, but it's just not something I focus on. I focus mainly on SEO and web design.
Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm at as well, man. Like, I want to stay in the Google space and the web space. And I'm just thinking, like, how do I get banging results? How does it get better? What does the workflow look like?
It's not going to be something that's going to hold me back. I mean, I do the rankings. I get rankings without actually having to, quote unquote, hit a lot of social. I'm just saying, now, if you could, do it, because it's going to help. I mean, it's actually part of, most people don't get like CTR manipulation. Most people think of like, CTR booster, a network, cell phones. They think of, computer modules and all this other type of stuff you can do, but they forget push notifications, social network. They forget email list. They forget doing, if you will, redirects. I can do a redirect when someone fills out a form, and instead of just going, thank you, we received your form, it goes over to your GMB. So I'm sending traffic,
Could you do it so it goes to the thank you, then redirects again to GMB so you can record?
That's the other thing I went over on the other day on the other classes. You can do it two ways. You can go direct, which a lot of people go, I don't want to do it direct because it's taken away from the website. I understand that. But one way is going, thank you page. It goes to the thank you page. It says for faster service, click here. And then it takes them to the GMB where it has your contact information. And then it's saying, okay, give us a call. Or it takes them, better yet, to a GMB post that says for emergency, let's say roof repair. And it's a post all about emergency roof repair. And it has their phone number. And it says for emergency service, contact us now. And it takes them to that post. So it's showing traffic going to that post, and then traffic is what's going to help your rankings as well. So
makes sense, man. All right, the very last question. What is it? I'm looking at your month 2 stuff right now. Well, I guess it's what is a cloud stack? And then secondly, after you've got all this stuff set up, say month 4 or 5, how do you decide what you're going to do in month 4 and 5?
So it depends on from my experience, one depends on where they're at in their rankings and what I'm seeing is making the most improvement. Cloud stacks are essentially, you think of sites like this, Microsoft, AWS, Amazon, high DA authority sites, and they allow for HTML websites and embeds. So what I do is I take a press release like we've already talked about, upload it onto their cloud or their server, and I tie into it their name, address, phone number, internal links, the YouTube stack, and the map embed. And now it's on their high authority DA site. And I can push to that article or that link if I wanted to. I can use it as a buffer to actually push, if you will, Money Robot or GAS links over to it, or whatever you're wanting to use to actually do, if you will, your black hat link building tactics. So now if there is any toxic links whatsoever in any of those links you do, instead of it going to your money site, it's going to a high DA authority site. So if ever anything happened, all you had to do is take down that cloud stack, and it wouldn't, and number one, it's not going to affect your site anyways, because it's going to the cloud stack. It's on that property, not on my property. So that's what a cloud stack is. And then we also do, but we do those every month for every single client.
Yeah, it's a lot of work here, eh? And you've mentioned class. What class are you referring to?
I do a course called GMB Pros. Inside GMB Pros, I take people, as GMB Pros gets you access to all my courses. All my courses are literally everything from CTR manipulation to, how to rank on Google to YouTube. And we have another one coming up on virtual assistants. I'm giving everybody my SOPs, 20 plus standard operating procedures. And that costs $97 a month or one-time fee. Right now it was at $1.597. Now it's up to $14.97 because we've added a ton of classes. And it gives you private access to me Monday through Friday. And then we do Q&As and we have guests on and all that. So, and I teach everybody, I go step by step on ranking a website. So everything I've taught you today, basically what I taught you today is a compressed version of class.
Yeah, I need to learn this more then. So is it the GMB Pro bundle lifetime deal?
Yeah, it's the lifetime deal. And I'll show you real quick, a few more minutes here. If you go to courses right here.
Yeah.
Like this is the newest course, which is Make Money with Virtual Assistants. And I also do small group training, which is, let's say your team, if you had a team you want me to train them, that's $1,000 for 5 hours. And then we have website design training. I did that one, $97. GMB Pro lifetime deal right now is still on sale for $897. Scale your agency, 197, how to go from, let's say 0 clients to where I'm at now. What did I do to get there? This GME Mastermind is the original class I ever did. Okay. And then I got GMB Pro Bundle, which is the monthly membership. And then I got CTR Mastermind, and I got GMB Mastermind Reloaded, which is the one that just ended. Yeah. And in all of those, what will happen is we'll give away free SEO, and I make an announcement in my group. And then what happens is I pick a winner, and then we do give them free SEO, free content, everything.
Yeah, so I'm thinking the Pro Bundle sounds like a smart idea, because I'm really wanting to blow this stuff up, man. I just want to know what the hell I'm doing and have figure out operations. So operations are taken care of, because only so much one person can do.
You would love the Pro Bundle, because it's literally the guy that I just did had no website. It wasn't like he had a website was already ranking. He had no website, no citations, no backlinks, nothing. And we went in there and built his entire site, did all of his content, did the YouTube stack, cloud stack, no cloud stacks, YouTube stack, press release, and then that was it. And now if you pull them up, I mean, I can pull it. Let me pull it real quick. Falcon. I can show you where he was at and where he's at now, which is still mind blowing. I mean, most people, it's like they can't believe it, but that's why I do lives and I do screen shares and everything else, because you could take a screenshot of anything. A screenshot don't mean shit.
Yeah. The one thing that's cool about yourself is if you got this much time to do it, I know you've figured out how to do team. The team, you need to know how to do it. And then it's like, how do I systemize, get a team to do it? Because you don't have time if you're doing the work yourself. And it's like, all right, that's where I want to be. I'm working my ass off right now. Next step is we've got to learn how to do it, then get the team on board.
All right. So here is where he was when we started. Mind you, this is only in a 5-kilometer radius. This is like 2 miles right now. He's nowhere. Except way over here, he was to be found because his GMB was actually located over here. All right. Now let's go to where he is today. Where is the 32 kilometers? So 32 kilometers is about 20 something miles, mind you.
And what's the time difference here?
This is 1 month.
Whoa, what the fuck?
32 kilometers is 20 miles almost. So you went from 2.5 miles completely red to 30 miles almost, or 20 miles, whatever it is. It's 30 something kilometers. Yeah, 32 kilometers. So you go, what's kilometer to miles?
1.6.
Yeah, so 32 kilometers is 20 miles almost. So 20 miles out. And this is what you get.
Dude, is his phone just going nuts?
So you want to see that? Let me go over here.
Because again,
this is what he wrote me today. Waiting to place my order. I want the SEO shit too. And I've had people calling me, offering to do the SEO and offering financing options and shit. I'm not kidding. I only want you to do it. Figuring out a budget for monthly maintenance as well. You're going to change our lives over here in St. Louis, STL. Everyone in that GMB page needs to see this. My phone doesn't stop fucking ringing.
That's so sick.
This guy went from he is in, I'm honestly, I show people all types of stuff, but his name is Ron Stage. It's not something I just went and was like, it's fake or something like this. He posted it on this. He says, that's me. And he literally, if you go through his stuff, he talks about how busy he is now, all the installations he's doing, all types of stuff. So it's real. It's not something that I quote unquote make up. The dude posts everything he does, and he stayed booked since he's been working with me. His phones don't stop ringing.
Good. That is awesome for one. That's the result I want to create. What do you, can you use like a call tracking number with call recording as the primary GMB number?
Yes. We do it. I have 20 plus rank and rent partners, and that's what we do for every one of them.
Cool, man. Because again, at the end of the day, it's like, I'm thinking marketing wise, it's like, okay, let's double your daily phone calls in 3 months so we don't pay anything until you do. If you can make those kind of claims, you know what the results are.
I mean, but even, let me Google my business. Give me 1 second. That's the best way, because it's like, if you're not making the phones ring, you're not doing your job. But it's still, even with that though, it depends on the niche. It still depends on the niche, and it still depends on, it could be the time of the year. It could be all types of shit. So, it just, it just depends. I mean, you can,
the only way I can make those projections is through experience. So get some damn experience.
And it's, let's see here, calls. So this may not seem like much, but for instance, this is his calls, and and it's constantly going up. You know, and then if you look at his performance, his calls, his messages, his, bookings, directions, website clicks, all that shit's going up. It's never going down. So, and then on top of it, I see him posting his fucking installs of sod, and then he's telling me he's on my phone's not stopping. He's actually wanting to start multiple other businesses. And what he's talking about there is lawn care. So I can come in and do lawn care for him, get him ranked, and then do another. What's funny about this whole situation in St. Louis, though, is I have an ex-client, an ex-agency in that area. I told him, said, well, you might be looking to start a new agency.
Yeah, man.
In that area. So we're getting a lot of really good results out there. And St. Louis is, it's like 140,000. So
yeah,
but
dude, I'm sold on the pro stuff. So I'm going to buy that now. Hey, I'm super keen, man. Cheers very much for your time today. It's
yes, sir.
Very worth it. And I'm sure we'll be speaking more.
Okay, man. I appreciate it. And I will see you again. I'll send this recording over to you, and then I'll talk to you soon, man. I appreciate it.
Catch you around, dude.